YugiNoNo.
Alright guys, I am so excited to show you this deck profile. This deck has changed so much since the last time that I updated it, and I've added a few really spicy tech cards that make the deck so fun to play. So I really hope that you enjoy it. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Alright, we're gonna start this deck profile the same way we start every single Cyber Dragon deck profile. We're gonna start this off with 3 copies of Cyber Dragon, the monster that started it all. The original free special summon 2100 attack monster. He's the heart and soul of the deck, guys. And then you play 3 copies of the best card in the deck, Cyber Dragon Core. This guy is your search card. For your search card, plus you can banish him from your graveyard and special summon a Cyber Dragon from the deck. And that includes himself, so you can summon Core off of Core and machine dupe into 2 Cyber Dragons. It's just too good. And then you play 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Dry. This guy is 1800 attack, which is not too shabby, and of course he makes himself a level 5, so you can go into your rank 5 plays. Plus his name is treated as Cyber Dragon just like Core, so it's perfect for Power Bond. And your 10th and final Cyber Dragon monster you play is Y. He's a level 4, which is actually decent in this build since I am playing Nodin. Plus he is a Cyber Dragon, so it makes Power Bond more consistent. And then next you play 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. This guy special summons himself from your hand by pitching a light monster, which could be Core or Dry or anything really. And then he searches another copy of himself once he's summoned. And of course he's a level 5, so he's perfect for the rank 5 plays. Then next you play 3 copies of Jizukiru, which is just so good in this deck. With this guy you can kaiju away your opponent's monster, then summon a Cyber Dragon, then go into Chimera attack, and it's just broken. This guy leads to a lot of cool combos in the deck. And then I play 1 Thunder King kaiju because it's a good slumber target. And then just in case you draw a kaiju with slumber and you run out of targets in the deck, I mean, I play 1 extra kaiju, the Gamer Seal. Plus he's a level 8, so that actually allows you to go into Hope Harbinger in this deck, which I'll show you later in the video. And the last 2 monsters you play are Max C, because going second, which this deck loves to go second, this just makes the deck even more broken. So moving on to the spells, you play 3 copies of Power Bond, because Power Bond OTK is still a thing, guys. Being able to get out Rampage Dragon and attack 3 times with 4200 is just so good. And then you play 3 copies of Cyber Repair Plant, which is your search card and your recycler. And then I bumped Instant Fusion to 3 just to speed up the deck that much more. Plus I'm playing Nodin now, and Nodin being able to get an extra Cyber Dragon out of your graveyard for Power Bond is really good. Plus Y and Dry are both level 4, so that completely works with Norden. And then next I play 3 of the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, because this thing is not only a dark hole, but with Jizukiru it sets up the Chimera Tech combo for you. And on top of all of that, it is a search card, so it's really good. And then you play 2 copies of Machine Dupe, more than 2 clogs, but this card is so good with Cyber Dragon Core, guys. I mean, it's an instant rank 5 card with Cyber Dragon Core, it's great. And this card also leads to some insane combos. And then I play 1 Foolish Burial, because going second, this card's really good because you foolish out Core. And then I play 1 copy of Twin Twisters, because traps are annoying. And then I play 1 copy of Upstart Goblin. And then you play 1 copy of Raigeki, which gives you an extra board wipe with the Kaiju Slumber. And then I'm playing 1 Soul Charge, because this leads to some really insane combos. I wanted to make this deck a little more combo-licious, and of course this is one of the most combo-licious cards of all time. And then my spicy tech card in the deck is Reasoning, because your monster levels are literally all over the place, so your opponent's not gonna know what to call. They'll probably call 5 for Cyber Dragon once they figure out that you're playing Cyber Dragons. And even if you hit Max C, Cyber Dragon Core is also a level 2, so I teched in a rank 2 in the extra deck. I've been sitting here for the past couple of days, you know, reworking the deck, and I was looking through my binders and I saw this and was just like, why the hell am I not playing that in here? That's genius. And one last thing before I move on, Reasoning, if it mills out the Kaiju Slumber, I mean, that gets you a search for a Kaiju, so that's pretty damn good. And moving on to the extra deck, you start off with 2 copies of Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. This guy gets up to 4200 attack with Power Bond. He pops your opponent's back row when he comes out, and he sends cards from the deck to the graveyard to gain 2 additional attacks. This card is amazing. And then I play 2 copies of Fortress Dragon, which is still just an amazing card, guys, even today. And then I play 1 copy of Panzer Dragon, because he's a level 5, and you can always just let him die off of Instant Fusion and use him as an MST. It's not bad. And then for the last fusion, I'm playing 1 Norden. And that is it for the fusions, guys. I really had to scrimp on them for this build. But moving on to the Xyz monsters, you start off with 2 Cyber Dragon Nova, because this card is just insanely good. It's your combo maker. He also gets up to 4200 attack, which is awesome. And of course, you use him to make this bad boy. You guys should all know what Cyber Dragon Infinity does. He's a silent honor arc that negates literally anything. And then for the rest of the rank 5s, I play 1 Pleiades, because Pleiades is like the best thing you can go into besides Nova and then Infinity, because with Pleiades you can kaiju your opponent and then bounce the kaiju back to your hand. It's broken. And then for the last rank 5, I play 1 Volcasaurus just for the burn damage. It's just too good. And then I play 1 Hope Harbinger, because you can go into it in this deck and it's just too good not to play. And if I had more room in the extra deck, I would probably play Utopia and Lightning, but because I don't have the room, I'm just playing Castell, which is not a bad choice either. And then for the last card I'm playing on number 45, because like I said earlier, guys, like you will hit max C off of reasoning, and core's a level 2 where you'll hit core off of reasoning. I mean, it just makes total sense to like tech in a rank 2. And number 45 can negate a face-up card, and he's 2200 attacks, so he's not a bad card at all. And then moving on to the side deck, like this format, like Flying C is gonna be really, really good, because I mean, every deck XC summons, so you can technically side it against anything, but in this format, you really want to side it against like Zodiacs, for example, or Heroes, or Paleozoics, or you know, stuff like that. And then speaking of Zodiacs, a DD Crow is not horrible against Zodiacs. It's actually pretty good, and it's also really good against DDDs because you snipe the Lamia out of their graveyard and they're kind of left with like a weak board. And of course, you can always side this against like Blue Eyes and just all kinds of random stuff. And then I'm teching in one Eltonin just to have an extra board wipe, plus you know this guy gets really big on attack after wiping your opponent's board, so it's not horrible. And then versus Metal Foes, I'm siding in 3 Magical Springs because it's draw power, and of course it also screws them over, which is fantastic. And then for ABCs, you play 2 system downs, and this actually only hits your opponent's machines and not yours, so it's really good. And then I play 2 Twin Twisters, and then I just tech in Swords of Concealing just to be able to set like whole boards and then like attack over them. Alright guys, let's move on to the combos. First things first, I'm going to show you how to make number 38. And you can actually do it just with Kaiju Slumber and any Cyber Dragon, or Cyber Dragon and these 2 Kaijus. So let's just say you're going second, because this deck likes to go second. You activate your Kaiju Slumber, giving your opponent the Jizukiru, and you give yourself the Gamersu. And then at this point, you just summon your Cyber Dragon core, which gives you a search for a Cyber Repair Plant. And then you contact fuse your opponent's monster and your Cyber Dragon for Chimera Tech. At this point, you could swing for damage or do whatever you want, and then main phase 2, go ahead and overlay for number 38. Okay, for the next combo, I'm going to show you guys something a little more crazy. You're going to start off with summoning Cyber Dragon core and then searching for your Cyber Repair Plant. Then you activate your Machine Duplication, which gives you 2 more copies of Cyber Dragon because his name is treated as Cyber Dragon. Then from here, you're going to activate Galaxy Soldier, pitching the Cyber Dragon from your hand, and then searching another copy of Galaxy Soldier off of his effect. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and overlay for your first Cyber Dragon Nova, and then you'll activate Cyber Dragon Nova's effect, summoning Cyber Dragon onto the field. Then you'll overlay these 2 Cyber Dragons for your second Cyber Dragon Nova. Then you'll do the same thing, activating its effect to get Cyber Dragon back onto the field. Next, what you're going to do is activate your Instant Fusion, summoning out Panzer Dragon, and then you're going to overlay your Cyber Dragon with the Panzer Dragon to make Pleiades. And then you can go ahead and slap an Infinity on Nova, and just, I mean, you have a really good board here. And plus, you have a search off a Cyber Repair Plant, which you haven't used yet, and a Galaxy Soldier for next turn. It's so good. Okay, next, guys, I'm going to show you how you can summon number 38 and a Cyber Dragon Infinity on the same turn. And what you basically do is you put the last 2 combos together. You activate the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, you give yourself the Gamer Seal, and you give your opponent the Jizukiru. And then you'll summon Cyber Dragon Core, getting your search, of course. And then you'll activate Machine Duplication, getting yourself out 2 more copies of Cyber Dragon. And then from here, you contact fuse for your Chimera Tech. And then you do this same kind of maneuver that I showed you with the last combo, where you summon Cyber Dragon, just like so, and then you just slap an Infinity on top, and bam, you have a broken board. Because you can attack with all of these monsters, and then main phase 2, overlay for your number 38. So now your opponent is really screwed because you have a spell negate and you have an anything negate. So that's how you make it in this deck. Alright guys, that is the deck profile. I love playing this deck. I love constantly trying to innovate the deck and make it more and more competitive. I would love to hear your thoughts about this deck down in the comment section, along with maybe some of the cards that you play. And as always, dick slap that like button and subscribe.
Subscribe!